Do you ever stop to consider how fragile the ground beneath your feet really is? The civilization around us feels permanent, but its expiration date is approaching much faster than you might realize. 1400 years ago, standing in the heat of the Arabian desert, an unlettered man detailed the specific behaviors of our hyper-advanced 21st century society with impossible accuracy. He stated that when you see destitute, barefoot shepherds competing to construct towering skyscrapers, you will know the final hour is near. Look at the recent history of the Arabian Peninsula. Just a century ago, the people of this region lived almost entirely in tents, surviving as nomads in a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Today, those exact same regions now host the tallest structures on Earth. It is a relentless, ego-driven competition to see who can push glass and steel higher into the clouds. This architectural explosion serves as a physical timestamp, marking our place on a divine timeline that was drawn centuries ago. If we look past the urban sprawl and into the ancient natural world, we find another silent witness to human history, the Euphrates River. The prophetic warning regarding this specific body of water is terrifying. It states that the river will eventually dry up, revealing a mountain of gold and triggering a global war over the resources so brutal that 99 out of every 100 people fighting will be killed. Today, the waters of the Euphrates flow through Syria, Turkey, and Iraq. The river is actively being choked by imposing modern hydroelectric dams as these nations fight for control over the dwindling supply. The water levels are dropping at an alarming rate. Large stretches of the once mighty river are turning into a dry, barren wasteland, driven by greed. While scientists focus on climate models and infrastructure, every gallon of water held back by these dams brings the riverbed closer to the state described in the prophecy. The ecological decline is the literal groundwork being laid for the conflicts to follow. The physical landscape of rivers and cities is changing, but an even deeper fracturing is happening within the invisible foundation of society itself, human trust. The texts tell us that a major sign of the end is the complete evaporation of amanaha, or trustworthiness. It specifies that you should expect the final hour when completely unqualified, incompetent people are handed the reins of power. Look closely at our modern reality. We see the normalization of broken contracts, political hypocrisy, and leaders who routinely betray their people without hesitation. Our civic and financial institutions are collapsing from within as the internal glue of mutual human trust dissolves. That breakdown of trust exists in our governments, but the most dangerous destruction is happening silently inside our own homes and minds. The predictions warned of rampant ignorance and obscenity. Today, our digital culture makes sin so public that it's accepted as the new normal. There is also a distinct psychological prophecy, the terrifying, universal sensation that time is accelerating uncontrollably. A year feels like a month like a week, and a day slips away like a burning leaf. Then there is perhaps the most chilling social prophecy of all, the prediction that a slave girl would give birth to her master. This points to the ultimate breakdown of human bonds, an inversion of the family structure, where children rule over and disrespect their parents. Fractured families, moral numbness, and the illusion of slipping time are the final alarm bells. They signal that the end is a personal arrival, manifesting inside our very homes. The purpose of identifying these signs is not to induce panic or encourage endless doom scrolling. The Earth's clock will not stop, and the timeline cannot be paused. These prophecies are an act of profound divine love and mercy. They are a precise roadmap provided by the Creator so that humanity is not caught completely off guard. There is a specific survival guide given for this era of mass confusion. Stay in your home, carefully control your tongue, and remain steadfastly on the path of God. We spend so much energy worrying about the end of the world, but we forget about the end of the individual. Your personal hereafter begins the exact second that you die. The ultimate test of this era is not saving a doomed civilization. Your true purpose is to fiercely protect your own faith, your family, and your soul by clinging tightly to the Quran and the Sunnah.